Hey kiddos, so today we're going to be doing a collab with another channel called Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. Lisa is absolutely the sweetest girl you'll ever meet. I love her to death, and she was one of the first people I reached out to do a collab with back when I first started. So we're going to get to going on our projects today. First of all, we're going to take 3 of the same items and make them up different ways. Mine are all Father's Day projects, and so I kind of hope you like them. Let's get started with them. All right, for our first project, we're going to use these burn covers that you get from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I've got is some rope that I got a lot of these little pieces out of his toolbox and out of his, he's got like a little nut box that he keeps nuts and bolts and stuff in and little hinges and stuff. I love that thing. Anyway, so I found those little U-nails in there. I don't know what you call those, fence nails, U-nails. I don't know. They look like used to me. Anyway, both ends of them have like a sharp thing, like a nail on the end of it. Now, I'm taking this thing, it's called a crocodile, and I'm poking holes in that, or punching holes through that metal. This crocodile will do through metal, it'll do wood, it'll do paper, cardboard, plastic. You've seen me do it before. Anyway, so those are just some handles I had, or that he had, from a dresser or something that we pulled them off of, I'm sure, and he saved. We're kind of weird. We save stuff like that. You never know what you're going to need. And I'm glad he does, because those screws that were in those handles weren't long enough, and so I had to go through there, or he went through there and found me some screws that would go all the way through the board and to that. I just got lucky and found some, or he found some. Thank gosh I didn't have to go back to the hardware store, which is 12 miles into town. So, not that that's that far, but still, you know, when you're working on a project, you don't want to be driving back and forth. So I took that pan, that burner cover outside, and I sprayed it chrome, and then I ran around the edges with some flat black and sprayed it. Okay, and then the board I spray painted flat black too. Now, you see me there, I'm just putting the handles back on, or putting them on. I had sprayed them chrome also to match the little circle. I used the rope to attach the burner cover to the piece of wood, and then I also make a handle for the top. Now, he had to hammer those U-nails in, because I kept doing it, and I couldn't even get one side in. He got them in crooked, and I thought they looked kind of neat like that. So I was like, no, leave it. I like it like that. So, anyways, thank you, Jim, for putting those in there for me for your Father's Day present, even though you didn't know it was going to be your Father's Day present. Anyways, so I first was going to make this for his garage, and then I changed my mind and decided I was going to make it for the grill. I just thought that more people would find that more interesting than a garage, because not everybody has a garage, I guess. So I'm just tying some knots there. I'm going to tell you, in the end, I wound up making these about 2 inches long, and those are right there about 4 inches long, but I take it back out because it's too long from where I wanted to hang it. So I shorten the handle on the top about 6 inches, so it's just barely, I'd say that rope's probably 10 inches in the end, and the 2 pieces to hang the sign is about 2 inches each. So then I tie, I'm showing you I'm tying all the knots and everything there, but I go back and redo it because I didn't like the way it was. Now, this board was super nasty, but I got some, some sandpaper that was uber rough, and sanded the far out of it and just gave it a bunch of neat edges to make it look kind of rough. And I think it turned out pretty cute the way the board turned out. But anyway, so I cut this yellow piece of vinyl. And how I made that shape was I took 3 stars and I just turned them a quarter, a quarter turn each. And it made that like a cartoon, what I'm talking about, where they say pow, wow, or whatever. And anyway, little comment blurb thing is what I was going for. A little starburst. That's what I made it for. Anyway, so, and that's how I made it on the Cricut. I just welded all 3 of the stars together, and it gave me that. Now, I had a couple of bubbles in it, and so when you have a big piece of vinyl like that, it's harder to get the bubbles out of the middle, and I know how to do it, right? I haven't put vinyl down that big a piece in so long that I messed it up. I'm just going to tell you, I messed it up. So I poke a few little holes in it and then rub it out. When you poke a little tiny hole with a pin, you can rub those bubbles right out of there, and you'll never even see it. So then I put on here Big Papa's grill. And that's what my grandson calls my husband, is Big Papa. So I thought that was kind of funny. He'll love it, because that's what our grandbaby Ash calls him all the time, is Big Papa. So anyway, and then I saw the grilling and chilling on, I think it was, where did I see that at? Oh, Google. I just looked up barbecue signs, and that was one of the sayings. So I thought, well, that's kind of cute. So I cut that out in I think it was like a hillbilly font, I think is what the name of it was, or something like that. And so, I don't know, it reminded me of hillbilly. I don't know. I thought it was cute. I thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, so I cut it out like that. And of course, you've seen me put vinyl on 100 times, I'm sure, and you just rub it on there. Now, my quick tip today for vinyl is, if you're going to, your transfer tape, or what I use for transfer tape, is the clear contact paper from Dollar Tree. And that roll will last you forever if you can actually find it. Now, I've went through about all of it, so I'm gonna have to find me a few more rolls of it. Maybe travel to a couple more Dollar Trees. I'm headed to Louisiana next week, so maybe I'll get a couple of rolls while I'm down there. All right, so there's the whole thing, and here I got it hanging on the back porch, next to the grill, or next to outside. And I just put 2 tea towels in there because I couldn't find any of my utensils. All right, our next project, you're going to need, well, you only need 3 of those little canvases. They come in a package of 3. They're 4x6s. And I'm hoping these are the canvases that Lisa Marie is using too, because I couldn't get my Instagram to work because the pictures on it for some reason won't open up. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but I may have to delete the app and reload it, I think. So what I'm putting this down with is just matte finish Mod Podge from Plaid. They sent me this Plaid for being one of their sponsors, so I'm going to be posting these pictures on their Facebook page. So if you guys want to follow along, I will link the Facebook group down below in the comments, so you can see all the fun projects they have. And it was really kind of them to send it to me, and I just want to be a big shout out to them. So these are all pictures of either our grandkids, our children, and I didn't get my daughter-in-law's picture in here, and it's because she will not let me take a picture. So it's her own fault. So I'm going to have to whoop her and make her let me take a picture of her so I can have pictures of her, so her kids believe that she actually was there in their lives. I keep telling her she needs to take more pictures with them, but she don't listen to me. You know how we are in our 20s. You know, we think we know everything. So anyways, so what I do is I first put the coat of Mod Podge on the first canvas, and then I put it on the back of the paper. Now this paper, it's not pictures. These are not real pictures. These are papers that I printed out on just plain old copy paper because I wanted it to be thin. So I put a coat on the canvas, then I put a coat on the back of the piece of paper that I printed out. And then I cut them out, of course, and put them on the canvas. I flip them over. I put more Mod Podge on top. And then I start ripping the edges because I want it to have a deckled or frayed edge. So I pull it off, and then I cover it again. Oh, no, I cover it with Mod Podge before that. And so then once it dries, I'm going to be using a sanding block to scratch the edges. So... And I also use my scissors to kind of go over the edges of this so that I can get some of the paper tore off more. Because when it's wet, you don't really want to use a sanding block on it because the whole thing will tear up. But I used the brayer. I got the brayer from Plaid too, and I love that. They give that to you so that you can, roll your stuff out when you Mod Podge it down. So... it's my favorite thing to do is Mod Podge stuff. But anyways, so I'm taking my scissors and I'm just going along the edges And I may be using the X-Acto knife in my fingernails right now. Again, I can't tell what's going on because in the program that I use, which is iMovie, it covers up half of the recording so that I can't see what's going on. So I'm kind of like, where my hands are, there's like a black box over the top of it. I'm like, geez, guys, could you have put that little in somewhere else so that I could have see what I'm doing? But nope, guess what? I'm not the program, I was going to say director, but I'm not the program creator. So they'll figure it out eventually. You know how those things work out. All right, so I'm just going to keep doing all of those. These are pictures of my two grandbabies. The one I'm doing now is, I can't see. Oh, that's me. So what these are going to be is like little picture frames that he can put on his desk. It's a great Father's Day gift. You could make these in cubes and make a false bottom out of them and put them on your desk like for a pencil holder. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to be where they flipped around. So like, I was thinking if he got mad at one of us, he could just hide us underneath and show the good kid. You know, that's what I was thinking, but just joking. Everybody's a good kid, blah, 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 blah. Oh, there I go. I'm sanding now. So now after they've dried the next morning, because, you know, it takes a while for Mod Podge to dry sometimes, probably, 30 minutes to an hour, but I think I went to bed during that time, so I was like letting them dry. But, all right, so I'm going around and sanding each one of the edges and making sure that they've got like a deckled edge, because some of them I didn't get them the paper pulled off good. So now I'm going to take what this is called is washi tape. Now you could use this one, the one I'm using now is fabric. So it's a fabric washi tape, and it doesn't have to be fabric washi tape. It could be the regular washi tape, which is just a decorative tape. So basically, you could use clear tape if you wanted. You wouldn't even have to have a decorative tape. You could use clear tape. What I did was I left a space about, on this one, I didn't leave it quite wide enough. I should have left it about 1/4 of an inch. And I think it was more, well, it was a little smaller than 1/4 of an inch. I should have left it a little bit more because when I bend it at the end, it was kind of tight, but it worked. So now I put on the inside of just these two pieces, I put an extra piece for, not security, for security, so that it holds it together a little bit better since it is just tape. So now if it comes apart, put some more tape on it, guys. That's my clue to it. I mean, it's not something you want to be rolling around on your desk. It's, so it's pretty sturdy. Mine were really sturdy because of the fabric, but if your kids played with it or if they stomped it or something like that, it would probably fall apart. You'd need to put another piece of tape on it. Now, I didn't like the white edges on it, so I went back and took some ink and just inked up the edges with a brown ink pad, trying to make it look a little bit more rustic since it is for a guy. What you could do is you could use your Waverly Wax Chalk paint or the Waverly Wax ink, stain, I guess is what it is. You could go over that, with a little paintbrush and dab it on there, or brown paint, or paint the whole canvases a color. I didn't do that because I didn't, that's not the look I was going for. I was going for more of an antique-y look. That's kind of our style around here. So I could have decorated the sides with more washi tape on that one picture of my son and granddaughter and I, but I was kind of in a hurry trying to get this done. I'm heading for another vacation, so it's really not another vacation, but another trip. But here they are. So one's standing up and then one's laying down, and those flip over and flip around. And so all the pictures are on all the different sides. You can see here in a minute, these are not new blocks I'm showing you. These are just the blocks turned around. Isn't my grandbaby pretty? Both of them are. They're just beautiful. All right, so here's our third project, and this one's going to be super simple, and you're going to go, really, Angie? But I think it totally changes the look of this. So we're using a pizza pan, and I used a pair of those wire cutters that are my husband's, but don't tell him. So he hid them from me again, but I went and found them. Ha-ha, found them, Jim. Ha-ha, you can't trick me. Anyway, just joking. I asked. So what I'm doing is going around the edge and just nipping every 1/4 of an inch. And of course, it's not perfect. It's not, if If this is something you're looking to be perfect, this is not a perfect craft. This is a go by the seat of your pants kind of thing. And it turned out super adorable, I thought. Now, I'm not going to decorate it with anything because I want it to be a food tray for when we do barbecues and things like that. So he can take the meat off the tray or on the tray. And I didn't want anything touching it because if I put vinyl on there, it's going to peel off when you wash it. If I put paint on there, you can't eat off of it, you know, those kind of things. So I've just kind of left it plain. Now, what I'm doing now is I've got a pair of needle nose pliers, and I'm bending it back and forth to give it a wavy edge. I'm telling you, that is all there is to this. It's super simple. You do have to have a little bit of hand grip to do it, you know, and it's not bad though. I mean, if you have a pair of pliers, you can pull it back and forth. So, and I'm just making it look wavy. And I thought it turned out super cute. And so here it is with some stuff on it to make it look like, you know, we're going to the barbecue. And I thought it turned out cute. Now, y'all, thank you so much for watching today. And please check out Lisa's channel below. And I'll also have the link for her video listed down below. Thank you all for joining me today. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week.